Falkland Islands are truly an amazing place to work. Scientifically, they're still a relatively unexplored area, meaning that there are a lot of questions yet to be answered, which is a very exciting thing, especially as a young up-and-coming scientist. My name is Kit Hamley. I am a master's student at the University of Maine Climate Change Institute, and I am the next researcher in the Follower Researcher program, and I'll be taking you to the Falkland Islands. This is where the journey will begin, at the University of Maine, where I will plan, prep, and pack for the trip to the Falkland Islands. This should include as many classroom visits as possible for those of you who are following along with us. From there, I'll hop on a flight to Miami. Then I catch an overnight flight all the way down to Santiago, Chile. I catch a shorter flight down to Punta Arenas, Chile, way at the tip of South America. I spend the night there, and the next day hop on a flight to the Falkland Islands. The Falkland Islands lie some 300 miles off the southeastern coast of southern South America, and they're an incredibly rich and unique ecosystem. In fact, they're home to some of the world's largest penguin, seal, and seabird colonies. Furthermore, there aren't trees in the Falklands, so there's this constant blustering westerly winds, which makes it a really unique place to work. It also means that most of the species that you find in the Falklands have come over or originated in South America. When Europeans first arrived in the Falklands in the 1760s, there were no humans to greet them. So it's always been assumed that because humans weren't there when Europeans got there, that they probably never had been in the islands. Europeans were greeted, however, by this enigmatic fox character called the wara, who was said to come right up to people with its tail wagging. And unfortunately, this relative comfort around humans led to its rapid demise. The last one was hunted to extinction in 1856. One of the most interesting things in this case is that the wara was the only native terrestrial mammal in the Falklands at the time of European arrival. So for me, this scenario of there being a fox on an isolated oceanic island 300 miles off the mainland coast, where there are no humans and no other terrestrial mammals, really raises the question of how and when did the wara reach the islands, which is exactly what my research is trying to figure out. Through the use of field and laboratory techniques, I hope to be able to begin unraveling the questions surrounding the wara. Interdisciplinary scientific research is becoming more and more integral to approaching these complex scientific issues or questions. So one of the coolest things about this project is that I will be using 3 different disciplines. I'll be using paleoecology, which is the study of past ecosystems and their changes through time. I'll be using archaeology, which is the study of past human history of a place. And I'll be looking at or using paleontology. In this case, I'll be looking at fossilized wara bones in order to determine how long they've been in the Falklands and what sorts of things the wara might have been eating while it was alive. By integrating and using and fusing these 3 different disciplines, I'll really be able to begin diving into my hypothesis, which is that perhaps humans had reached the islands before Europeans got there, and perhaps just as we do today with our dogs, they decided to bring the wara along with them and then had to leave it in the islands for whatever reason. So I hope you'll join me on this expedition as I take tiny plane rides from island to island, endure bumpy off-roading conditions as I drive through peatlands and sheep fields, and take ferry rides with waves crashing all around me. I'll be enduring high-speed winds, interacting with local landowners, and conducting field research all throughout the islands, and I hope that you'll be there with me to enjoy every step of the process. I really look forward to interacting with you through the Follower Researcher program.